Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba Perry. Barry. Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba. Agent P starting this shit soon. Hopefully makes it easier and simpler and something-er. Surely that's all it'll take, right? Surely, certainly. Ah, fuck it. I'll do this later. Give me a second. If anybody's here yet, I don't know. Maybe not, because I started this way too early. Way earlier than I was going to, but... let's see. Oh, why do no posts ever embed? Embed fail. Laugh at this user. Okay. A platypus? Let's see. Communism. Am I staring at what I think I'm staring, lol? Yes. Yes, you are. Starts with a T and ends with rune. Yes, you are staring at, I was gonna make a joke there, but I forgot what word I was gonna use. How are you guys doing? I saw this video on my timeline and I stopped watching after the 2-minute mark. I stopped at around the 4-minute mark and I was just like, yeah, Ava. In my defense, though, I don't remember fuck all of what this person said. What do I call them? Lily. I'm calling them Lily. Emily the platypus? I don't know how to do the sound. Is your screen frozen? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Shouldn't be. Saw the poster, opinion rejected. When will there be a Fallout video? Of the Enclave or C? You mean a regular video? Do you mean a regular video? Because I have one scheduled. What the hell is even that? This better be worth distracting me from Timcast. Oh, what am I saying? It's E, so it's gonna be good. Ah, I don't know what value Timcast has to you, but if you want to say that that's a big deal to you, then yeah, I'm very glad. Why does this scream, I'm not moving on, I never moved on from college? Because that's exactly what it screams. They did the capitalism bad thing again in episode 6. I think I'm gonna start watching the show soon, and then I'll just wait for the last 2 episodes. I'll just do that. I would never assume that someone with a setup like this would misunderstand a Knifey. I have something to... Around 2 hours and a bit of streaming today. At most. So, we're gonna get through this, and if we don't get fully through this, we'll continue on in part 2 if you guys want. Oh my god. Keep in mind 144,000 people follow this person. This person Ah. I... No. What the fuck is a retransition? Oh my god, trans. Oh my fucking god. I give you guys the T-word pass just for this. What the fuck? Dude. Anyway. Oh. If the stream goes down again, I'm just gonna type this out. If the stream goes down again, I'm gonna restart. One frame has told me enough. Can we watch the next video? Anyway, I think I'm gonna give it like another minute and then we're gonna get started. Does this channel speak to you as transgender? It speaks to me as transgender. It legit speaks to me as a transgender channel. It's a transgender channel for real. Anyway, shall we get started, chat? Let's get started.
I'm sure by this point we're all aware that a new Fallout season has arrived. A
British
continuation of that hit TV series based on the hit game series, whose fan base is wide and hungry, if we can believe anything from all the conspiracy posts thinking that the end of this second season is going to coincide with a remaster of Fallout New Vegas.
Okay. Nothing bad so far.
You see, the show has moved into the Mojave now, so surely, come on, they have to do it. Do something to engage all the new fans off.
Do you think Bethesda's actually gonna remaster Fallout New Vegas? Because it's really just gonna bring a spotlight on how shit modern Bethesda... Like, Fallout New Vegas is going to... If it gets remastered, Fallout New Vegas is going to eclipse anything Bethesda can put out, even if it's a remaster. Zero VR chat voice training. Hey, at least you can tell it's slightly changed for them, like ever so slightly changed. For me, even surgeries didn't work. Man. Nope, they're gonna memory hold New Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because really, if they remaster Fallout New Vegas and they don't change it to fit how it's portrayed in the show, everything's gonna break. Like, people are just gonna realize, oh, that's not how I saw it. It's a they/them derogatory. It would be the best thing that they could do. However, for their PR, general inclinations, it would be suicide. Yeah, pretty much.
After all. And I don't think any of you are...
By the way, that's not my stream quality. That's their video quality.
...necessarily wrong, but you do come across a tad desperate. I mean, I'd kill for a remaster of New Vegas, so I guess I shouldn't be throwing stones in a glass house, but Fallout represents a truly unique world that invites the audience...
Which Fallout are you talking about? What kind of Fallout are you? Huh? What kind of Fallout? You know the meme from that movie that, where the guy's holding up like a rifle, the blonde guy's holding up like a rifle? What kind of American are you? Even he doesn't like Season 2 anymore after starting to play the modern New Vegas after the season. What kind of... I'm not sure if I can say that word. I haven't tested it, so I can't say that. I might just get insta-demonetized if I use that word, so I want to avoid it and test it another time. What kind of T-word?
To engage with a fascinating combination of post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland, 1950s American pastiche, and horrific corporate, government, and personal crimes against humanity dressed up in funny little moments and silly bits every now and then.
Should I say anything here at the moment? Should I say anything here at the moment? What do you mean dressed up in funny little bits every now and then? How about you find the corpses, the storytelling skeleton in the factories? How about you read the terminals? How about you find the fact that, you know, there's vertibirds around? And those vertibirds have guns that leave a big question mark. No, it's just the funny moments where you can convince an NCR guy to do a prank? An NCR trooper to pull a prank? Okay.
There is kinda nowhere else quite like it. And so it should be no surprise that any new piece of Fallout...
Yes, by the way, you're reading the poster correctly. Fully automated luxury gay space communism. I have secondhand embarrassment. You guys should probably have third-hand embarrassment.
Sparks a huge wave of interest and brings new people into the world because of the dedication of those old fans and the espousing of how cool and awesome and interesting the world building.
150 concurrent players. That's on Steam. Fallout and Fallout 2 were in their heyday before Steam was even a thing. Like, and nowadays a lot of people don't even play the old ones. But I guess it's a show that people like it.
And the espousing of how cool and awesome and interesting the world building is. Yet, not all is roses and sunshine good times with this, especially in the modern internet world, as Fallout's popularity soaring has seen it being invaded by an all too familiar curse on any beloved bit of pop culture. The culture war tourists.
I think it's just tourists in general, and I can already sniff the fact that you might be one of them. You might unironically be a culture war tourist if what I think you're gonna say in this video is true. If what I think this Lily is gonna say in this video is true, then I think this person's gonna be a culture war tourist. In fact, we're probably gonna get some of the hecking capitalism again. That would be you, madam. Why are we even watching this? We're watching this because someone sent it to me, and given the scale of the shit I have to do in the coming months, I'm not so sure I'm gonna be able to make a proper video on this, so an Ava will do.
Who flood the Reddits and the YouTubes and any social media they...
Hey, in my defense, I picked my name before it was a trend, and even still, it's not perfectly accurate the way it is. So there you go.
Can get their mitts on to talk trash about this new series in a way that acts as if they know what Fallout is really about.
Oh, please, gay space communist. Trans gay space communist. Please, tell me what Fallout is really about. Chat, we are going to be educated. We're gonna be educated. Chat, let's be educated on what Fallout is truly about. Let's be educated.
And that this latest entry is ruining it because of all the wokeness and ineptitude that is allowed to go on with...
Yes, I am, but you can call me whatever you want, Sky. I'm not one of these cringe asses.
These companies these days, the deification of their staff and their cast and... Oh wait, hang on, sorry, I've misread the...
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that right.
...allowed to go on with these companies. They know what Fallout is really about, and that this latest entry is ruining it because of all the wokeness and ineptitude that is allowed to go on with these companies these days.
Yes, wokeness is cultural Marxism. I try to avoid using that term because it puts some people off and I want to be a bit more specific. But it is cultural Marxism, and where cultural Marxism is, there is fucking communism. You can see it in the Fallout show, where they managed to turn a franchise that was about reflecting on humanity and its flaws, reflecting on the fallout from humanity's actions, into hecking capitalism.
The deification of their staff and their cast. And
does anyone actually think people are deifying the original devs of Fallout? Does anyone actually think this? Does anyone actually think this? We like Emily here. Oh, thank you. You've been subscribed long enough to know better. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
oh wait, hang on.
Don't worry, there's a video coming up where I point out all of this garbage.
Sorry, I've misread the
It's gonna be after the one that comes out tomorrow.
complaint that they use. It's not deification, that would be stupid. It's DEIification.
Did I not say that there would be communism here? Did I not say that there would be communism here? The addition of equity, by default, will lead to some sort of communism. Why? Because we like meritocracy. We like meritocracy here, right, chat? We like that. And equity means equal outcomes. And I'm sorry, it's a little unfair for devs that barely put in any work, Bethesda. Saying that, comparing them to old Obsidian, or Interplay, or now, where a lot of the Fallout guys are, in Exile Entertainment. So let's see. Please educate me on DEI. Please educate me. So, please, gay space communist. Tell me. I'm a culture war tourist. I don't know anything about DEI. I'm scared of this acronym.
Because that's just another one of the trigger words that gets thrown around here. But
trigger words. What, like he, him?
I've kinda had it with these losers. And no, I'm not gonna be nice to them. The time for niceness died decades ago.
You're a wastelander.
And they're frankly stupid interpretations of the Fallout show. Because these are a constant, non-stop spree of misunderstanding everything about the old games and acting as if what they're saying is true just because they've decided that they have to hate the new show.
Let me do a little Google search. Chat, we're doing a Google search. We are doing a Google search. We're doing a Google search. We are doing a Google search. Let me see. Critique of capitalism was never the point of the games, and if anything, they're about how war is inevitable given basic human nature. Okay. I'm receiving a bit of but maybe it's a reflection on how war is inevitable. Maybe it's a reflection on human nature via DEI. Let's learn more.
And everything that it does. And I'm sure at this point you want some examples.
Thank you for subscribing.
Of this being used. But to be clear, I'm not going to respond to one particular comment or video. Instead, I'm just going to kind of respond to the host of posts across the internet. And I'm sure if you'll go digging for 2 seconds, you will find the people that I'm talking about. So don't expect...
Fallout TV show bad. Let's see. Is this a based Reddit comment? I'm honestly jealous of the people able to enjoy this show, but I couldn't watch anymore after the end of the 2nd episode. I think it visually looks amazing most times, but it squanders some... You fucking get some glasses, holy shit. But it squanders some genuine potential I wanted to see as a massive fan of the games. An example of this is the Maximus character. Maximus reference. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit, guys. Maximus reference. Holy shit. Holy shit. I thought it was really cool that we'd be able to see a relationship with a grizzled Brotherhood of Steel member and Squire. Sorry, voice crack, but it was ruined for me. Instead of anything interesting like Maximus clashing his very indoctrinated lifestyle in the BOS to the Knight, it's used as a weak excuse to give the character power armor. It's great, it's great that people are enjoying it, and it's valid to disagree with me, but I'm simply not enjoying this show. People agreeing. So yeah, Lily, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, referring to these people as losers. My first result was of Reddit of all fucking places being sensible. So, like, what's going on here?
Expect me to bother pulling up their faces or profiles and giving them the slightest bit more notoriety than they already have? Because they don't deserve that boost from me. So
guys, I'm so upset. Lily isn't gonna give us notoriety. Valid critiques, just one Reddit guy vomited. MaxiPad, Wastelanders. Yes, this person is a Wastelander. But like, I'm not seeing where you're going with this, Lily. Like, you're not giving attention to people who want to be sensible. Okay.
So, firstly, the Brotherhood of Steel, who are first because they were the first ones to pop off with some drama this season, though, frankly, the drama they have this season...
When's this video out? 10 days ago.
...is just a continuation of the drama from the last season.
Outstanding.
Which focuses on the...
GG Evan with the $5. Thank you. Why am I getting low-rent ContraPoints vibes from this Wastelander? Probably because if it wasn't for their YouTube channel with 140,000 subs, they would be a copy and paste of that.
Continuation of the drama from the last season. Which
the continuation of the drama from the last season, namely that they've been rewritten, retconned yet again. They're ultra fucking powerful again because reasons. They don't act like they should because reasons. And we all know that they're just being given the how should I put this? They're just being given the attention that they are because they're the Brotherhood of Steel, and the power armor helmet is very marketable. Check general chat. This better be worth it. Yes. That is yes. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in an upcoming video. Oh boy, but I want to make sure it's as spicy can be.
This is on the fact that the knights and the scribes that we see in the show are sort of presented as these bad guys.
What scribes? Because we only see one in season 1 at least. Are there multiple scribes in season 2? Chat, are there multiple scribes in season 2? Because I think what Lily's trying to refer to here are the squires. Because if it's the squires that Lily's referring to, then that just shows that this person's a tourist, because squires are kids in the Brotherhood of Steel. Space fascism on top. The top guy is a scribe, according to Xander. They're clerics now. Can they not come up with anything? House is a dictator, not a he prefers the term autocrat, psychosis. Scribes and squires are just basically gone in season 2. I see. Okay, so Lily's the tourist. Lily's the tourist. Good to know.
These factionalist dweebs whose main prioritization
If I was a Brotherhood of Steel fan, I would be insulted. Factionalist dweebs. I'm just gonna let them talk.
is the hyperfixation on their own power and consolidation of that, who've seemingly lost any of that original goal that they started with from Roger Maxson, and have just turned into effectively the most technologically advanced assholes on the block.
Not just that. Not only did they abandon that goal for literally
Outstanding.
One second. Not only did they abandon that goal for literally no reason that anyone can discern, it's just because Bethesda said so, but they are now ridiculously overpowered for no fucking reason whatsoever. The Brotherhood at its prime, which you could say is around Fallout 4, is still not a very big faction. It's still not a very big faction. And yet, for whatever reason, they're just fighting a war across the entire American continent. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit here. It's on the East Coast and West Coast, but it's a little ridiculous that a bunch of guys in a bunker that may have had some other, you know, detachments elsewhere. It's a little ridiculous that they can do a war as if they're a full army. It's just a little ridiculous. Just slightly. Anyway, Horsey Productions with the $5. Thank you. I'll take a Tronny over a commie any day of the week. What if you get a... I can't pronounce that properly. I'm sorry. I don't know if YouTube hates that word or not. But what if, you know, this person is both a Tronny and a commie? I convinced my grandpa, yes, you read that right, to give New Vegas a shot because he likes RPG games, based grandfather, like Gothic, and he really liked the Brotherhood, and was very disappointed about how they were in the show. Based grandfather? They're going to war with Roger Maxson's grandson that has Liberty Prime, are they? I don't know. I don't know yet.
Using their position to keep others down. And also, especially in season...
Using their position to keep others down. That's really, like, antithetical to what the Brotherhood of Steel wanted. The Brotherhood of Steel wanted war to stop. It wanted humanity to, like... Not war to stop. Okay. They wanted to preserve technology so humanity couldn't destroy itself again. And they were inherently isolationist. Their intention was not to keep people down for the sake of keeping people down. So the fact that they are doing the exact opposite of what they started off as, especially given the fact that they haven't been given reason to do that, is ridiculous. And I want to know how you're going to justify this, Lily.
2, acting like those idiotic dinguses who just want to blow shit up for no reason, or racists who bigotedly murder ghouls and anyone who isn't a full human under... So, especially in Season 2, acting like those idiotic dinguses who just want to blow shit up for no reason, or racists who bigotedly murder ghouls and anyone who isn't a full human under the auspices of them being abominations as per the first rule of the original codex.
That's not racism, that's smart, especially... That's not racism, that's smart. Or what if it's both? I'm kidding. But that's smart, especially considering that all ghouls eventually go feral. Especially if we do this according to the logic of the Fallout show, where every ghoul needs a vial of the magical medicine a day to survive. If the ghouls need a vial of medicine a day to survive, all it takes is no vials for like, what, a few days, and they go feral? So, you know, I'm not sure what that's about. Also, that's not racism in general. Like, even taking the, you know, the whole they're gonna turn feral any second now bit out of the equation, that's not even racism. Like, how do you get racism from this? How do you get racism from this? They're mutants. Is it animal cruelty if I attack a Cazador? A ghoul is the same as a wastelander. What does Lily mean by this? Yeah, what does Lily mean by this? Bigotedly murder... Did she actually say that? Bigotedly...
Murder ghouls and...
Bigotedly murder ghouls. As opposed to murdering ghouls. No, chat. It's not murdering ghouls. It's bigotedly murdering ghouls. Total ghoul death.
Anyone who isn't a full human under...
Is the Brotherhood even doing that? Killing anyone that isn't a full human? Because if you've been in the wasteland long enough, nobody they come across is a full human. I don't know, man.
The auspices of them being abominations as per the first rule.
Yes, and they are abominations. I think a ghoul is quite literally an abomination.
Of the original codex. A codex that we do see in the show the Brotherhood being somewhat willing to be flexible with when it suits them, i.e. ignoring the rule about the killing of fellow brothers in the Brotherhood so that they can go to civil war with the Commonwealth. When it suits them, i.e. ignoring the rule about the killing of fellow brothers in the Brotherhood so that they can go to civil war with the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth that's on the other side of the continent and is largely not even Brotherhood, it's Brotherhood. The Commonwealth? You know, the not Brotherhood? What? You are on the other side of the country! Civil War that was immediately retracted? Do I want to know? Oh god, I'm gonna hate watching the Fallout show, aren't I? Oh, Emily, the Commonwealth is now in charge of the whole Brotherhood in Season 2. I beg your... I'm sorry. I beg your fucking pardon? The Commonwealth is now in charge of the whole Brotherhood... I am going to scream when I watch Season 2. I am going to scream when I watch Season 2, aren't I? I'm actually gonna scream when I watch Season 2. Fuck's sake. This tourist is right. Have we all forgotten when Paladin Bull Connor turned the hoses on ghoulies during their march for civil rights? Based.
But here's the thing. We see logical explanations for all of this in not just the show, but also in the prior games.
Oh, so there's a precedence for this to be happening from the games. Really? Really, chat? Really? Chat, did you know that what the Brotherhood of Steel is doing in the Fallout show is explained by the prior games? Did you know that? Me neither. Me neither. But I really need to know. Like, I didn't know. But what do I know? I've only played all of the recent games except Fallout 76, but I still have to buy that so you guys can torture me.
which links to all of this being pretty true. The Brotherhood of Steel has indeed for a long time been moving away from the original aim that it had, and especially
10 years before the events of the Fallout show, 15 years actually, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, even when they were at risk of total extinction, were still following the Codex religiously. So I really want to know.
Here on the East Coast, it has transformed from the Brotherhood.
What do you mean here on the East Coast? California and Nevada are near the West Coast.
Who, despite having some very isolationist tendencies as like warrior monks in Fallout.
It's not tendencies, it's literally their MO. I'm confused. It's literally their MO. The whole point is that they isolate themselves, separate themselves from humanity, and basically do this whole, vigilante thing of where they will confiscate, and eventually study any piece of technology that they deem, too dangerous for humanity to have. It's not a tendency. It is the basis for their existence. The basis for their existence is that they do not accept outsiders.
One had still aided the Vault Dweller by the end and listened to them about Mariposa and sent a bunch of knights to deal with the Master, and then had turned
A bunch of knights to deal with the Master. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I have to admit something. I haven't played Fallout 1. I know the story of Fallout 1, but I struggle a bit with the isometric thing. So I'm very slow to try a new isometric sort of game like the OG games. I've played 2. I'm playing Tactics. It was a very basic run. So I legitimately need to know. But, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure it was the Vault Dweller that dealt solo with the Master. They only send 3 paladins. Right, yeah. You can convince them to help in Fallout 1, but it takes some serious work. Clean out Mariposa. But it's not the Master. Yeah. Okay, so the Brotherhood is, even when they help you, they're basically useless. Alright. So even when they help you, they're basically useless. And also, you know, the Brotherhood kind of needs to, you know, fight the monsters and the mutants.
turned into a superpower by working with the NCR in Fallout.
Wait, hold on, what?
Tendencies as like warrior monks in Fallout 1 had still aided the Vault Dweller by the end and listened to them about Mariposa and sent a bunch of knights to deal with the Master, and then had turned into a superpower by working with the NCR in Fallout 2. Well, that Brotherhood had
What?
Mariposa and sent a bunch of knights to deal with the Master, and then had turned into a superpower by working with the NCR in Fallout 2, and then had turned into a superpower by working with the NCR in Fallout 2, and then had turned into a superpower by working with the NCR in Fallout 2.
They are at their weakest point in their history. They cannot replace themselves. They are dwindling by the fucking day. And them working with the NCR in Fallout 2 is only so they can take advantage of the NCR in order to get Enclave tech. Like, they help with Navarro, don't they? Shit, like... Like, they give you the... Sorry, 1 second. They give... I was reading the chat. They give you a map so you can find Navarre. They basically send you on a fuck-off suicide mission. And somehow, going from their weakest point, fucking point in history, they somehow turn into a superpower. They went to war with the NCR. They're being fucked. They are being fisted by the NCR. And somehow, now they're a superpower? Yes, they literally turn on them the second the Enclave are defeated. Like, what the fuck? Like, do people just hallucinate things? Like, we talked about this in a previous stream. Where tourists will do this thing, right? They will do this thing where when they want to make their points, right? When they want to make their points, they will outright hallucinate events. They will outright just hallucinate events and then speak of them as if it's like the most obvious and out there thing that you've ever seen. What the fuck?
Well, that Brotherhood had gone to war with the NCR over their differences about technology by the time of Fallout New Vegas.
Over their differences about technology by the time of Fallout New Vegas. That is one hell of a way to... Wait. Are they describing Operation Sunburst? Hold on.
Been severely defeated and then had retreated extremely aggressively into isolation and radicalization as we...
So they are talking about Operation Sunburst. Good to know. Okay, it wasn't a disagreement over technology. It was the fact that the NCR and the Brotherhood of Steel are at literal war. And the Brotherhood of Steel was occupying Helios 1, a power plant. A solar power plant that not only was very important when it came to resources that, the NCR wanted, but it's also a fucking space laser. A space laser of death. It is a space laser of death. Jimmy, thank you for subscribing. It is a fucking space laser of death. Considering that they were at war, this wasn't so much a disagreement about technology. It's a disagreement over the fact that, they were occupying the shit that the NCR wanted. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. The gold reserves. So yeah, the two powers are at war. Yeah, the NCR didn't even know. A war over resources in Fallout? Nah, bro. Yeah, I forgot about the whole gold reserve bit. I can't believe I forgot about the whole fucking gold reserve bit. Like, my favorite one is New Vegas. And they're suffering from inflation. How the fuck did I forget about that one? Holy shit. But yeah, the NCR didn't even know that it was a space laser of death.
Extremely aggressively into isolation and radicalization, as we saw with...
The Mojave chapter is Maxon's original group? Is my memory failing me right now? Because I swear I haven't heard that before. Is my memory failing me right now? I'll just take it. I'm on 4 hours of sleep, so...
The Brotherhood in New Vegas. It should be no surprise then that the Brotherhood in the show, a Brotherhood derived from those same circumstances...
No! No, the East Coast Brotherhood, the Commonwealth, if you will, they are completely separate from this entire ordeal. In fact, if you look at the flag, right? If you look at the flag, the East Coast Brotherhood basically has the entire Brotherhood, right? It's all them, basically. It's all them. It's all, fucking Maxon's Brotherhood. Right? Right, and they, like, the East Coast Brotherhood did not have to face the same consequences and the same circumstances as those on the West Coast. Those on the West Coast have basically stuck. Those on the best coast, fuck's sake. Those on the West Coast have basically stuck to the Codex the entire time, and they are losing hard for it. They are losing hard for it. The East Coast Brotherhood has not had that radicalization, if you will. The East Coast Brotherhood is just written like shite. But what you are describing here is not the Brotherhood from the show. Like, the Brotherhood from the show is not necessarily the West Coast Brotherhood. Because it's under the guidance of people who were on the other side of the fucking continent.
Is perhaps not in the best state, ethically speaking. I mean, damn, even the Brotherhoods in other places dealt with some serious factionalism, as we saw in Fallout between Leons and the Outcasts, and in Fallout 76 between Tagady and the Council of Elders.
Fallout 76 cited, opinion ignored. Now, serious factionalism, as we saw in Fallout 3 between the Elder Lions Brotherhood and the Outcasts. Here's the thing about Fallout 3. It's written like shit. The Outcasts are the proper Brotherhood of Steel, and they still follow the code. They still follow the Codex. Lions Brotherhood are the saviors of the wasteland because reasons, I guess. Sure, there's factionalism. Sure, there's factionalism, but it's factionalism for the sake of a trope, like, that is way too played out, where there's, everything's fucked, everything's destroyed, but here come the magical saviors to save the day. Like, I wouldn't even count this as a proper example. Because the disagreements make no fucking sense.
The Outcasts.
Lions, Power Rangers, yes.
In Fallout 76 between Tagady and the Council.
Oh yeah, and Fallout 76 thank you for reminding me. Frank, and something here for you guys. There's something here, let me check something, because I saw this a while ago. Vault 76, Fallout 3. Let me see if this is here. You want to see how bad Bethesda is at literally everything? You want to see how bad Bethesda... wait a minute. When does Fallout 76 take place? Let me get this exactly. Okay, check this out, chat. The Fallout 76 is such a bad thing to cite. Fallout 76 is such a bad thing to cite that, look at this. Fallout 76 is a narrative prequel to the previous Fallout games. It is set in an alternate history. Oh, I thought it was canon. But look at this. It begins in 2102. It begins in 2102. Really? Vault 76 is one of our 17 control vaults. It will operate exactly according to plan dictated in the marketing material produced by Vault-Tec and precisely to resident expectations. This vault will open automatically after a period of 20 years. 20 years, huh? 25 years, 20 years. Did Fallout 76 get decanonized? I hope it got decanonized. Anyway, they took... let me check. Let's check this. Is Fallout 76 canon? Fallout 76 is canonical. The lore is pretty good, aside from a few retcons. Fucking hell, I don't even know. I don't even know. Even Bethesda doesn't know, so I don't care. But yeah, Fallout 76 is such a bad thing to cite for literally anything that it was built off of one of the numbered vaults from Fallout 3. Vault 76, right? Vault 76. And even still it's wrong. Even still it's fucking wrong. Because Fallout 3 says it happened 20 years after. And Fallout 76 takes place 25 years after the war.
Council of Elders. None of
the Fallout 76 factionalism. Yeah, because I totally give a shit.
of what is happening with the groups of Brotherhood in the show should be a shock to you.
It is a shock to me, but what do I know? I've just been playing Fallout.
If you have played the games and have a
I have.
cursory understanding of the history of this organization, especially the racism and bigotry.
I am not the biggest fan of the Brotherhood of Steel. I am not that interested in them, I have to admit. But even I know, right? There is bigotry towards outsiders. Yes, there is legitimate disdain for outsiders. You know, outsiders aren't like us. You know, that sort of thing. So there are some biases there, if you will. Xenophobia, yes. There's some xenophobia towards outsiders. But I don't think the Brotherhood of Steel has any precedence to be gunning down wastelanders, and this time normal wastelanders, not the wastelanders. The Brotherhood of Steel does not have any precedence to be gunning down wastelanders because they feel like it. Let's think of Fallout Season 1. They gunned down everyone in Philly. They killed everyone in Philly. Why? I don't know. Does Philly have any super duper technology? No. Did Philly actively oppose the Brotherhood of Steel? No. So why did the Brotherhood of Steel kill everyone in Philly? And what is the precedence for them to be doing that? Are they doing that in Fallout 1? No. Are they doing that in Fallout 2? No. Are they doing that in Fallout Tactics? Not that I'm aware of. I haven't finished the game. Are they doing that in Fallout 3? No. Are they doing that in Fallout New Vegas? No. Are they doing that in Fallout 4? No. So where does this come from? In the random encounters? I don't think they did, but again, I haven't played Fallout 1, so I can't tell you. Wasn't there a town in Fallout 2 founded by a Brotherhood knight and a super mutant remnant of the Master's army? Oh yeah. That's fucking the super mutant is Marcus and the Brotherhood knight is Jacob. I think that was his name. It's Jacob. Yeah, Broken Hills. The exiles in Fallout 3, they shoot people in random encounters, I think. Well, okay. I don't think they do, right? I don't think they do. It's mostly just hostile, it's mostly just hostile people. So if it's marked as a hostile enemy, like a raider or whatever, the outcasts will shoot. The outcasts will shoot them. But you can pass right next to the outcasts, even if you're relationship with the Brotherhood of Steel is bad, and they won't do anything to you. They will legit not do anything to you. And in fact, I am pretty sure they don't shoot things like caravans or whatever. I am pretty fucking sure they do not shoot things like caravans. So, I think not. So yeah, the outcasts don't attack civilians in Fallout 3. So why the fuck are they doing that in the Fallout show? There is no fucking basis for the Brotherhood to be behaving as it is. Not on the West Coast, not on the East Coast. Even in the Mojave, even in New Vegas, when the Mojave Brotherhood, I'll see the message in a second. Even in Fallout New Vegas, even with the Mojave Brotherhood, when the Brotherhood is on the verge of extinction, the chapter is on the verge of total extinction, they still don't shoot you on sight. They still do not shoot you on sight. So I'm left wondering, what the fuck is going on? Like, are we just supposed to accept how the Brotherhood of Steel is being portrayed here? I don't think we should. DIK69 with the €5. Thank you. Melanie Lester's, formerly known as Mo Lester, formerly known as Mo Lester background reminds me of gay Iggers from Outer Space. It's a Carlsberg sponsored anti-nagging masterpiece. God, I had to think very carefully. So I'd read that out loud and not accidentally become a gamer. I had to.
Outstanding.
Oh. Cameron Mitchell with the $5. Thank you. I'm done driving now. I'm glad you are, because, driving while watching an Ava, is enough to crash it into a fucking lamppost. Or a clinic. That's a joke.
Yes, the Brotherhood hates all mutants, and does indeed quite often wipe them out and want them dead at worst, or at best, indeed quite often wipe them out and
wipe them out. The Brotherhood of Steel will fire on us if we're out in the open, but they don't bother us down here. It's almost like they want to keep you at bay, but they are not going out of their way to murder you. They are not going out of their way to murder you. It's like you just had to pick the one dialogue option. The one dialogue option that shows the Brotherhood of Steel not behaving like they do in the show. Also, which Brotherhood of Steel are we talking about? Lions? Lions or the Outcasts? Which one is she referring to? I legitimately don't remember. Is she referring to any specific Brotherhood of Steel one? Yeah, Vitaly, that just reinforces the point. That reinforces the point. In the Fallout show, they go out of their way to massacre people. In Fallout 3, which is what Lily over here is citing, even these people, the Brotherhood of Steel is not going out of their way to kill them. They are just shooting at them if they're out in the open. Could the Brotherhood of Steel come in here and kill them all? Yes. Do they? Nah. It's almost like that's not exactly their priority. In the original games, everyone dislikes ghouls. I mean, no duh. Don't spoil me. The Brotherhood of Steel are in an active shooting war with super mutants in that area. It's not that they surprising. They'd shoot a sign at first. They'd shoot first at the sign of any mutant. There's that too. Yeah, there's that too.
Want them dead at worst, or at
they're fighting mutants as well. So, they see a mutant during their war with mutants, and they shoot at the mutants. That's racism somehow.
best just discriminating against them.
The ghouls are supposed to be an analogy for black people, but don't bring up Tenpenny Tower and what happens if you let the ghouls in. Yeah, I wouldn't bring up Europe, Tenpenny Tower, in this case.
That has been the modus operandi from day one. They've done it in every game, and it is a horrifying thing, despite the people out there who...
It's a horrifying thing? The Brotherhood of Steel firing on mutants is a bad thing? Especially defensively? You have to do a Herculean level shit in order to get them to help you fire on the mutants. And you're just like, yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel just going out there killing mutants. And it's horrifying. No, I think killing Wastelanders is based.
Claim that, no, all ghouls do go feral eventually and can...
According to the Fallout show, they do. No, all ghouls do go feral eventually. For one, yes. For two, the Fallout show makes that even more prevalent than it was before. The Fallout show makes them start tweaking if they don't have medication for over a day. 1 day. Imagine. 1 day. If you're not taking meds every day, you're at risk of going feral. So, Lily, yes, all ghouls will go feral eventually, because there will come a day where they just don't have their medicine.
Can be a threat at some point, and simps are kind of sinister when you think about it, so be...
She's referring to the... Chat, she's referring to the synths. The synths from Fallout 4. But YouTube thinks she said simps. Yes, the simps from Fallout 4. Yeah, they're also a bit dangerous, so you know.
Being worried about them is actually really fair, and we should kill all of them.
Controversial, shoot the robot. Shoot the robot. If you've programmed the robot to serve you unconditionally, or the robot has decided that it wants to serve you unconditionally, like in the case of Paladin Dance, then okay, I guess. But, shoot the robot. I don't know what it is with, these wokoids. These, DEI wokoids. Getting ghouls, you know... mutants that will eventually go feral and attack people. You know, literal brain rot, basically, okay, not basically, but kind of zombies, if you will. Kind of zombies, that when they go feral, they'll just attack everyone. Because they're feral. They also take synths, robots, and they say shooting them is racism and bigotry. So, shooting at mutants that are dangerous and robots that are dangerous is racism. Lily, what do you think about Black Lives Matter?
That logic leads to what we saw with Harkness trying to do in the show, doesn't it? Where he cheerfully
Oh no, I'm getting spoiled.
prepares to gun down ghoul children as...
Is that what's gonna happen? Are they all ghouls? I don't know. Some of these kids don't look like ghouls. They just look dirty, honestly. This fucking kid. This fucking kid's face. They're not all ghouls? So they're not all ghouls?
fully prepares to gun down ghoul children.
And normal children. Remember, kids, Harkness is bad, Because he's preparing to gun down ghouls and white people.
as per the codex.
YouTube algorithm, that is a joke and a direct implication of what the person who I am responding to is saying. That is not me advertising it. That's just me saying what this person's logic is.
The second group to get hit by this wave of upsetty spaghetti is, of course, the Legion, who got their first feature and episode in this season.
I'm sorry, why are all British, like, homosexuals, like, the most cringe people on the planet? Sorry, I shouldn't be lumping in homosexuals with wastelanders. Wastelanders. What is it, like, upsetty spaghetti, and then lecturing us on the fucking bigotry of characters. God damn it.
Spaghetti is, of course, the Legion, who got their first feature and...
British homosexual is redundant. That's getting the...
episode in this season, and immediately brought out all the people who are a real big fan of Roman aesthetic and sort of fascist ideology.
I can't comment much because I haven't seen season 2 yet, but you already know what this is, right? You already know what this is. They're a real big fan of Roman aesthetics and fascist ideologies. Again with the whole Legion equals hecking fascism.
Most of whom were pretty mad about the fact that the show's presentation of
No, it wasn't.
the Legion is that of a dangerous joke. A bunch show's presentation of the Legion is that of a dangerous joke.
Chat, put a coin in the Enclave. Emily was right, Char, because I called this in my predictions video. The Legion is apparently a dangerous joke. Was I right, chat? Is this true? Is this... at chat, is this true? Are they a dangerous joke? How many people in the Wasteland even know about fascism or the Mustache Man? Virtually none. Okay, so, I was right. Also, people are upsetty spaghetti that the Legion was turned, you know, from a from a dangerous and, powerful alternative to the NCR into a dangerous joke. Like, what's the problem with people being upset with that, Lily? Tell me. What's the problem with people being upset that one of their favorite factions has been turned into a joke?
A bunch of aggressive men with guns spouting half-understood philosophy to justify the crazy position that they've put themselves into, and LARPing.
Based, chat, based.
Outstanding.
Someone actually donated. Who was it? Cameron Mitchell with the $2. Thank you. Enclave Emily was right. Thank you. God damn it. I think Arcade mentioned fascism once. Oh, yeah. Arcade mentioned fascism. But Arcade is a libtard. Arcade is a libtard.
Outstanding.
Oh god, 2 people donated. Look, when I say put a coin in the Enclave, Emily was right, Char. I don't literally mean donate. I am not prompting you to I'll take it though. Maybe I have some Jewish blood in there. GG Evans with the $5. Thank you. The Legion in Season 2 is a failed Monty Python skit. That's how bad it is. Are you, like... I know about the Civil War that they have. I know about that, but that's about as far as it goes. You know, where their Civil War is literally just a camp divided in 2 and Caesar's body is just on a little hill.
Outstanding.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Thank you all for the donations. Seriously, like, I am very grateful. But please... XLV, with the $5, thank you. I'll do whatever I want. Okay. You're very, you will indeed do whatever you want. Did you press the like button as well? Whatever. They don't make the Legion themselves comical. They use Lucy as a mouthpiece to have an actually Karen with her talking down to them. Wouldn't the Legion be more totalitarian than fascist? Yes.
And LARPing as Romans because it's probably just the healthiest way for them to survive mentally in the wasteland. No therapy out here in the Mojave, but
yeah, you're not gonna get any.
There is also an amount of discontent shown towards the way that the Legion has found itself to also be frozen and splintered since the death of Caesar.
No, that's not what... Okay, the way the Legion has found itself, okay.
To also be frozen and splintered since the death of Caesar.
Yes.
Stuck in a violent, ridiculous stalemate between multiple people claiming to be the new Caesar over what kinda looks like his burial mound?
I'm sorry? I'm sorry? On top of voice therapy, you also need glasses because this is in no way a burial mound. This is literally just one small camp of legionnaires where Caesar's body is in the middle and there's a hill, a fortified hill over there. There is a fortified hill over there where Caesar's body is. There is no way that this barrier was created. There is no fucking way that this barrier was created without Caesar's body being placed there afterwards. There is no way this barrier was created without Caesar's body being placed there afterwards. This isn't even a burial mound. This is a battleground. This is a fucking battleground. And the Legion fans, and Fallout fans in general, are right to be upset that a very, very intimidating faction in Fallout New Vegas was turned into a joke where their civil war, this multiple state-sized faction was... The civil war of this faction is just a bunch of bumbling retards on two sides of a camp fighting over a hill where the body is, and the hill was obviously not there before because this hill like fucking screams of a fortification and not a burial mound. Like, what the fuck are they is Lily talking about? All right, good night, Bender. To be fair, they are all former tribals. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even tribals can see this shit. These are tribals. Someone would go there in the night and snap... Like, if we want to accept this as a, you know... Look, if we want to accept this as it is... Like, someone would just go over there and snag it. Look, it looks like we can do it right now. Somebody goes prone here. Reaches out their hand or, like, gets, like, a tool or whatever. Snatches the body while other people provide support or throw rocks. There you go. I solved the 20-year-long civil war like that. The Legion is the faction with the most professional and devious spies in the wasteland. Yes. According to episode 6, the Legion are... Well, that's a spoiler that I'm gonna try to forget. But if they are, that's just gonna... Chat, do I have to continue the counting gag? Do I have to continue the counting gag? Because I'm already gonna do a oldie song counting gag. I might have to do a kid in a fridge counting gag. Am I gonna have to do a retcon counting gag as well? 3 fucking counting gags. Am I gonna have to do 3 fucking counting gags? Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Because it's egregious. Is it that bad? Oh no, 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 no. I have given up on this franchise. I haven't, Cameron. I haven't. I haven't just yet.
Kinda looks like his burial mound? I'm sure that at this description of the Legion from the TV show, you might, if you've played New Vegas and paid a single attention to anything that the writers put blatantly in front of your faces, have realized that this representation of the Legion and its members / advocates is incredibly accurate to its founding.
It's a good thing I didn't light up the cigarette and inhale. I need to hear that again.
Death of Caesar itself to also be frozen and splintered since the death of Caesar, stuck in a violent, ridiculous stalemate between multiple people claiming to be the new Caesar over what kinda looks like his burial mound. I'm sure that at this description of the Legion from the TV show, you might, if you've played New Vegas and paid a single attention to anything that the writers put blatantly in front of your faces, have realized that this representation of the Legion and its members / advocates is incredibly accurate to its founding ideals.
Your mother is incredibly accurate to its founding ideals, contrary to you. The Legion... The problem here is that the Legion that had a line of succession which would have eventually led to a splintering, but it wouldn't have been immediate. The Legion would have had a line of succession, but they would have likely disintegrated. They needed Caesar to function, right? They needed Caesar to function. Okay. But for one, where are the clear fucking successors to Caesar? Where is Linnaeus, for example, the designated heir of Caesar? Where the fuck is he? And secondly, the Legion goes all the way from Denver, fucking Denver, to Phoenix, Arizona, to Flagstaff, to bumfuck knows where, across multiple states, all the way to the Colorado River. All the fucking way to the Colorado River. And you expect us to believe that the Legion are now suddenly, like, it is accurate to the lore to portray the Legion as who already knew who the successor was going to be. They already knew who the successor was going to be. But you are telling me we should accept that it is accurate to the game's lore, so for the Legion to splinter immediately and divide just one camp into 2 and just fight over it for over a body that's on a hill that was clearly not there before for 20 fucking years? Where's the curry in the equation if the Legion won? Nobody won, Cameron. The point is that no ending is canon. And by making no ending canon, the game isn't canon. Linnaeus is in the camp, and he is neither of the 2 Caesars. I'm sorry, wait. Linnaeus is in the show, but he's neither of the 2 Caesars? I didn't even know that. I'm sorry, so that just makes it even worse. So Caesar's designated successor, which we already knew from Fallout New Vegas, everyone basically knew from Fallout New Vegas, Caesar's heir is not Caesar's heir. Caesar's successor did not succeed Caesar. It's not Linnaeus, it's a different legate? He's not in the show? Okay. It's someone wearing Linnaeus's helmet? Really? Okay, so where the fuck is Linnaeus, and what is this? What is this? What's going on here? It is Linnaeus? Okay, there seems to be a lot of debate about this in chat. I'll leave it up to myself to figure out, or the next episodes to tell.
It being a poor man's poorly realized version of...
You clearly did not record this footage, did you? Because you had footage from New Vegas before, and it sure as fuck wasn't in this aspect ratio. Or was it? I can't be bothered to find out.
What he sort of vaguely thought the Roman Empire was like, based on haphazardly reading a few books that survived the absolute bombing of the fucking world.
If the books are accurate, then fine. But... Okay, so how is their portrayal in the show accurate to the games?
Of what he sort of vaguely thought the Roman Empire was like, based on haphazardly reading a few books that survived the absolute bombing of the fucking world. So, you know, not the greatest, most in-depth resource to use. It's not like he had Suetonius to help him out, am I right? And alongside this historical haphazard assembling of the idea of Rome rather than the reality of Rome, something that the show does point towards much as Caesar did in the game, I mean, Fallout New Vegas makes a huge deal out of the fact that very few people in the Legion are able to read, as we can see in the Fallout New Vegas official game guide, which defines Caesar as relying on the fact that the Legion accepts all the stuff he is doing as not being stripped from history, but instead revealed to him by the god Mars. But also we see...
How does any of this justify how they're being portrayed in the show? Because so far, all you're really doing, Lily, is trying to cope, seethe, and maul at the fact that, no, it's okay that they're in a civil war, but it doesn't justify how the Civil War is shown. Okay. So, the Legion is an actual state, right? There are clearly people who can read and write, right? There are clearly people who can read and fucking write. Because, you know, when Boone's wife gets kidnapped, she's handed a letter. A bill of sale, excuse me. There's spies infiltrated in the NCR, and they can clearly read and write. So, and the Legion is an entire state. The Legion is a state. How is any of this that Lily is yapping on about, a proper how is any of what Lily's yapping on about a good, a justification as to how the Legion is portrayed in the show, which appears to me as a bunch of rando raiders that are fighting over a hill on a camp? You think Voltus and Colta couldn't read or write? Of course fucking not. How are you one of the only sane trans people? Most trans people are sane, but the whole thing... Okay, I don't want to bring this up too much. Most trans people are sane, right? Most trans people are sane. But, the whole point of being trans is that you don't, speak up about it. You just live your life in your own corner, doing your own thing, minding your own business. So what ends up happening is that you get trans trenders or lilies that make being trans their entire fucking personality, right? They make being trans their entire fucking personality. And what ends up happening is that the people on the sidelines, the people watching, get to the idea that trans people are all like this. This is not what, like, this that you're seeing here is not what trans people are actually like. I know, because before I was even Enclave Emily, I already knew trans people whom I helped. And in this channel, I also know trans people from the community, and none of them are like this. Even the most cringe, trans people I know are not like this. So it's effectively like a false idea of what things are like. That's why I keep using the term trans-trender. Because even though Lily might have, you know, done the full transition with a little bit of work required on the voice, which, you know, I'm not one to speak up, I do too, but whatever. Like, even though Lily might have done the full transition here, I still call Lily a trans-trender because it's their entire fucking personality and it drives me insane. Okay. Lily. Okay, hold on. Lily is embodying their true woman by yapping about stuff they don't know anything about and refuse to admit that they're wrong. Yes! So Lily is a real transgender. Lily did transition because they're just talking non-stop about shit they don't know about. I love it.
How his legionaries continue to espouse the same level of philosophy as he did, i.e. appropriating terms without really understanding what they're saying because it allows them to feel justified and smarmy about their strongman position. I'm not going to cover Hegelian dialectics here because that's been done to death by the Fallout faction.
How does that justify the state of the Legion in the Civil War? There are plenty of capable people in the fucking Legion. They should not be fighting over a camp divided in two. I'm so tired of this.
Base and
the show doesn't even mention Hegelian dialectics. Oh, so is this just a reference to New Vegas that Lily's doing?
you can just go and find how badly it's represented by Caesar in the game, but just know that Caesar was an asshole who got to where he was on a mixture of luck, opportunity, brutality, and strategic fascism. Something that just know that Caesar was an asshole who got to where he was on a mixture of luck, opportunity, brutality, and strategic fascism. Something that luck, opportunity, brutality, and strategic fascism.
We're actually doing this, aren't we? Caesar got to the position he's in with a mixture of luck, correct, but also strategy. Caesar got to his position because he was kidnapped by a tribe that was losing a war against 7 other tribes, and he taught them actual tactics of how to dominate their enemies in battle, and the tribals began to revere him. The tribals began to fucking revere him. What do you mean strategic fascism? What the The Legion is God, son of a bitch. Fucking. These people legitimately don't know the difference between totalitarianism and fascism, do they? They see anything remotely dictatorial and they will say, hecking fascism.
Something that of course leads and makes sense of the very way that the Legion would indeed fall apart without him. He had developed...
Would it fall apart into a camp divided in two for 20 years over a mound? A mound? Where the name of the successor, like, is in his pocket? The name of the successor is in his pocket and nobody wants to go into his pocket for 20 years, even though everyone fucking knows who his successor is? Linnaeus?
the entire thing to basically be a death cult of personality, and so once he was gone, the whole shaky structure would collapse. Like, the Legion's not...
The Legion is a state. They're not just dumb raiders that can't read. The Legion is a state, not dumb raiders that can't read in a single fort.
Not going to collapse immediately, but the infighting between the legates will eventually dismantle... Not going to collapse immediately, but the
Okay, chat, what is a politically incorrect name for this Caesar that we're gonna give? Okay, I'm gonna call this one Kaiser Chinggis.
Fighting between the legates will eventually dismantle the whole...
And Kaiser Wazes, cause we was Kangs. Kaiser Kang. So Kaiser Chinggis and Kaiser Kang.
The infighting between the legates will eventually dismantle the whole thing, like the show.
But the show is not infighting between the legates. The show is infighting between Caesar. Oh, look, I shouldn't talk about this because I don't know enough yet. Zipperhead, Turkey, Yellow, Caesar, Caesar, Mao Zedong, Roman King, King Jong-un, Shanzar Kangzar K, Xi Jinping, Timu Kaiser. Looks like an average Sicilian. True to Kaiser, yes. Fensa. Fensa. Look, you're probably more spot on than you realize. I am. Oh boy. I am dreading this weekend when I watch the show.
Also, the Legionaries are sexist monsters who are very, very stupid. That's...
Media literacy MFs trying to come up with any insult that doesn't account, that isn't the word stupid. They're very, very stupid. Yes, they're so very, very stupid that they are beating the NCR's presence in the Mojave. They are so stupid that they keep deleting the fucking NCR. Like, I get that the NCR isn't the Mojave expedition. I get that the Mojave expedition of the NCR isn't at full strength. But, you know, stupidity isn't the word I would come up with.
Just what they're like in the game. Try playing as a woman next time and talking to them, or just interacting with any of the characters in the camp at all, and not just being taken in by the fact that these men have big machetes and funky looking outfits. And this whole misunderstanding train continued with Mr. House as well.
Oh no, okay, chat, bit of a reveal here. I watched a little bit of episode 1 on Discord, but I was just not in the state to be watching it fully. I want to watch it solo, like I want to binge the episodes that I have. And this scene, oh boy, Mr. House with a mind control chip before the war, killing and manipulating people with a mind control chip because whatever. Mr. House, who just predicted that he would be taken out back from a bar and just had $30 million in his fucking car and a baseball bat, and whose entire survival in the scene depended on these two bumblefucks from the new Bumblefuck Patrol, like just sitting there and doing nothing while he shoves this shit in his neck. And this big guy over here complains about the fucking rich people. Oh boy. Mr. House, who's just killing people because reasons, and with a mind control chip that exists in Fallout because reasons.
And I won't waste too much time here except to say that the show presenting Mr. House as an evil, evil man who is willing to abuse and exploit others and their lives to achieve his ultimate goal of power over everything.
That is not who Mr. House is, you fucking...
And control the advancement of civilization as long as civilization is under his gauntlet.
That's not... He is preparing for the... Okay, in Fallout New Vegas, we know that Mr. House was just preparing for the end of the world, and he wanted to save what he can using his favorite place ever, Vegas. Also, I just realized something. In the first scene, House is in Los Angeles, sorry. House is in Los Angeles. What the fuck is House doing in Los Angeles? That's not his domain.
Is exactly what he does in the game.
No, it isn't. He specifically says in the game that he doesn't give a fuck about people's private life. He just cares about making money and elevating mankind. Jesus.
So, yeah, it's just another one like that. At this point, it should be clear that what I'm saying is that every one of these issues just falls into that problem of people who've either not really paid much attention to a game that they've played, have played it so long ago that all they have left is the vague nostalgia of it, or never actually played it in the first place.
Chat, which of these three is Lily? Which of these three is Lily? Has Lily played the Fallout New Vegas? Has Lily played the old games that is in Fallout 4? Maybe. But I think Lily falls into one of these categories. Traveling for business? Yeah, maybe, but what's he doing in a random bumfuck bar with $30 million in his car? No, Emily, don't you know there was a mind-controlled chip in Fallout 3 being used by a random mad scientist in a tricycle factory, so tourists will use it as a gotcha. Oh yeah, Elder Maxson had a satellite that he used to communicate with 1916 Germany, and 1916 Germany, after they were contacted by Elder Maxson, who had a satellite. Germany just sent over a bunch of blimps to the United States, and Elder Maxson stored them in a pre-war bunker. So then when the world ended in 2077, so that the Brotherhood of Steel would have the blimps in time for Fallout 4. That's how that works.
And a cursory examination of the Fallout franchise, or even just reading its wiki, would easily...
Reading the wiki, huh? Reading the wiki, huh? Let's read the wiki, chat. Let's read the wiki. Where is this? Did they finally fix this garbage because someone keeps updating this shit? Let's read the wiki. Let's read the wiki. Oh boy. Where's the Fallout New Vegas section? Where's the Fallout New Vegas section? Oh, there it is. Released in 2010, Obsidian's Entertainment's Fallout New Vegas brought in a significant cast of lesbian, gay, bisexual characters within the narrative of the game. New Vegas highlights social attitudes towards homosexuality among the game's major factions. Like, what, the Brotherhood of Steel? Is that a major faction? And convey sexuality through well-written and non-stereotypical gay and bisexual characters describing their own experiences while not making their sexualities their only defining character point, okay? It was the only game within the Fallout series that allowed the player to become to set the courier's representation, yada yada yada. Veronica, there is one about... Where is the one... Driven largely in reaction to the Legion's hyper-masculine posturing and misogyny, rumors persist across the Mojave that gay male relationships are not only common in the Legion, but condoned. The rumors are repeated commonly in NCR society. NCR is a blah 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 blah. A courier with confirmed bachelor can imply they are gay, prompting her to respond they hold a Legion viewpoint. Even as gay men fight and die in the name of love under his command. NCR General Oliver may remark to Courier 6 when forced to surrender at the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, "If you think that after all that's happened, I'm going to grab my ankles and take it like the Legion." That's a fucking gay reference apparently, and not the fact that they just got, you know, fucked like during the battle. These rumors extend beyond the people of the NCR. There is one character. Did this get removed? Wait, there was a section here. There was a section here about the, There was a section here. Did this get removed? Because there was a section here about, what's her name? Fuck, why am I not remembering? The head of the followers of the apocalypse. Fuck, somebody remind me of the name. The head of the followers of the apocalypse. What was her name? It was Julie Farkas. Julie Farkas. Right. There was a section here about Julie Farkas that was amazing. That was an amazing fucking read. How do I check the changes here? What? What the fuck did I just get sent to? Fuck off. Is that... No. How do I check the changes? The pencil icon on the left? Oh, I need to sign in.
Outstanding.
Shit, never mind. Never mind. Oh, this one. No. Okay. So maybe it got somewhat edited because it used to be so much worse than this. It's okay, so never mind then. What is this? It's the independent wiki, so it shouldn't be prone to the fucking vandalism that it was earlier. Anyway. The 3 points? Wait, this is the wrong one. Give me a second. I'm curious to see. These are the contents. These are the characters. Whatever. Anyway. GG Evan, with the $5. Thank you. Ironic that major BLT characters in New Vegas all belong to factions that have died out or are slowly ending themselves. You know what? That's a good point. That is a good fucking point. YouTube blocks all links. The archive website? Throwaway, are you on Discord? Because I want to show this. I really wanted to show this. Oh, this. You were saying that... What, this? Never mind.
Disprove the criticisms that these people have. I mean, God, nowhere is that more true than in the most recent one I saw from people getting mad at the show for having Deathclaws show up in the Battle of Anchorage between the US and China.
You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. I hate the fact that Deathclaws are now a pre-war thing. I hate that. I hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I just fucking hate it. Like, what is the Brotherhood? Like, not the Brotherhood. What, is the U.S. now using Deathclaw? Like, I never liked that. I don't.
Emerging from a crashed vertibird that was clearly carrying this experimental weapon. People.
A vertibird with Deathclaws? Are you and Kritosis going to do a season review? Yes.
People jumped at Fallout for taking these wasteland horrors and apex predators who are iconic for the games.
Weren't they always a pre-war project? I'm not sure now. I don't want to speak too early. I don't want to, not too early. I don't want to speak without being sure. But I never liked that. I never liked that.
Examination of the Fallout franchise, or even just reading its wiki, would easily disprove the criticisms that these people have. I mean,
and
God,
here's the problem.
Nowhere is
the
that...
problem with reading the wiki, right? The problem with reading the wiki is that anyone can edit it. If I signed in, I could edit it right now. And the thing about that is that that makes it prone to vandalism by people who don't understand it. I remember sending some screenshots, some folks. I don't remember who or where even, but I distinctly remember the wiki being so full of garbage that is wrong. Around power armor, around LGBT representation, which was just ridiculous. It has had some of its vandalism removed, but whatever. That you shouldn't be reading the wiki, even the independent wiki, which is better. You shouldn't be relying on the wiki because that can be prone to mistakes. It can be prone to mistakes. And when there's something contradictory, what happens is that whoever is writing it will choose what they think is more accurate, even if that might not be the case. So, for example, someone might... so, in the Fallout 3 manual, in the game manual... the Fallout 3 manual refers to the power armor that the Enclave is using in that as APA Mark II. Now, that's a little ridiculous, because APA Mark II is the power armor from Fallout 2, and it's clearly not the same power armor. So someone might choose Fallout 2 and say that's APA Mark II, but someone might think, oh, no, that's actually... No. The game guide, the fucking manual is accurate. Therefore, you know?
More true than in the most recent one I saw from people getting mad at the show for having Deathclaws show up in the Battle of Anchorage between the US and China. Emerging from a crashed vertibird that was clearly carrying this experimental weapon. People jumped at Fallout for taking these wasteland horrors and apex predators who are iconic for the games and putting them into a time period where they have absolutely no right to exist. That's just catering to the fan base. Something which would...
Catering to the fan base? Deathclaws were a pre-war project, but the Enclave were the one to finish it. When did they finish it? Also, here's the thing. Catering to the fan base. Does anyone think that the Fallout show is catering to the fucking fan base? Does anyone actually think that that they are catering to the fucking fan base? Because, you know, if they were, maybe they would actually listen to the fans and not the fucking tourists that keep making shit up in videos, hallucinating events from the games in order to justify their garbage. Also, I want to remind you guys of something. The title of this video is I'm sick of culture war tourists. So far, beyond a few vague references to racism against ghouls and robots and bigotry against ghouls and robots, we still haven't mentioned what the whole culture war bit is. Is the fan base in the room with us, as Kabu says? Fallout 2 Navarro Terminal. The Deathclaw is a genetically engineered organism created before the Great War. It was designed by the US military as a replacement for human soldiers in combat zones. But was it ever deployed, or was it even finished? Was it ever finished? That's what I want to know, because I'm not sure now.
Be worth getting upset over if it wasn't completely ignoring the fact that we have multiple records showing that Deathclaws were a US government/corporate bioweapon that was...
Deathclaws were originally...
worked on before the war started, like the FEV, and that they had planned to use the Deathclaws in close combat situations, like how we see them deployed in Alaska. So the lore is actually all fine and checks out here.
Even if we give them this argument, the lore is fine and checks out. That is not something you can say in general.
Just confirms for us that the Deathclaws were indeed used in these early battles, when previously...
No, it just says that they were designed before. Why would they even... Okay, so, but why would they even use them in Alaska? Why would they even use them in Alaska? Like, fucking Anchorage, yes, Anchorage, Alaska. Why the fuck would they even use them there? And, what? Oh, Emily, don't you know super mutants were supposed to be a super soldier pre-war, therefore Anchorage was fought entirely by super mutants? Yes, thank you, Cameron. I do not, like, I cannot get over this. These people will take the most minute thing and then say, there's this minuscule thing, therefore, whichever way the show represented it is fine. Like, I've heard references to cut content references being included in Fallout Season 2. I've heard references to like cut content shit being included in Fallout Season 2, and people will take that and say it's fine. I don't remember exactly what it was about. I forgot the conversation now. Shit. Multiple records shows one example that doesn't confirm everything. Yeah, that too. I'm a bit out of my depth here as well. Because this is based on Fallout Season 2, and I still have not watched Fallout Season 2. But I should. Something is assumed to be true because it can't be proven false. Right. It would not survive Alaska. Okay.
We had known that they did exist, but were not certain they had ever actually seen combat during the Sino-American War or the Resource Wars. But that's what I'm saying. This whole...
Sino-American War is basically part of the Resource Wars, isn't it? It would count, right? Oh yeah, it's fine to have the Deathclaws being deployed in Anchorage. Show me the fucking Deathclaws in the Anchorage DLC, damn it. Oh no, wait, that's just a simulation to train soldiers. Never mind. That's just a simulation. Of course they wouldn't show that. Never mind. That's not the best example. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Right. Yeah, it basically counts because, you know, it's over the oil that's in Alaska.
Whole thing is just a knee-jerk reaction to get mad at something for a reason that isn't true, and is easily found out to be untrue, but sort of feels like it might be true.
Okay, so let's accept this for a moment. Let's accept this. Deathclaws were a project by the US government before the war. Okay. Sorry. Before the nuclear bombs dropped. The Deathclaws were like the Deathclaws were a project before the nuclear bombs dropped. Why are they being used in Alaska? Why? You would probably be a lot more effective if you deployed Deathclaws in China itself. You know, rather than in the frozen landscapes of Alaska.
And that's all that matters to these people. And it's that emotional, anger-based response to a more recent installment in a franchise that they feel like they should hate because their
How is this relevant to the culture war?
favorite YouTubers are telling them that's how they should feel about it, or they saw a post about how there are women and black people and gay people in the show now, so it's all gone woke, and if it's gone woke, it has to be bad and broke. That's...
I'm sorry, my brain blocked this out of my brain blocked this out.
Recent installment in a franchise that they feel like they should hate because their favorite YouTubers are telling them that's how they should feel about it, or they saw a post about how there are women.
I've only watched the first episode so far, but I can see how some people might consider it to be woke. The cowboy has a black daughter. Adopted, I'm guessing. About 1/3 of the cast is non-white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's only 13%. 2 of 3 board members at Vault 33 are black. The main character, Lucy, is a badass woman. I want to try to be reasonable here and say that the problem is that Lucy is a Mary Sue, not that she's just a badass woman. The second main character, Maximus, is a black guy. The leader of the Raiders is an Indian woman. There is a transgender man or non-binary person in the Brotherhood of Steel. Some of the white men are made to look bad. Examples: Lucy's brother's a weak coward, her cousin is an insult, and her husband is a piece of trash. Although also the old white guys in the Brotherhood. I wouldn't even use these arguments necessarily. I would go after the fact that I would say that one of the main characters failing upwards, and that main character being a minority, plus the Mary Sue, that is Lucy, or almost Mary Sue, that is Lucy, plus the obvious capitalism bad thingamajig and, Moldaver fighting the power, trying to give, Moldaver fighting the power and trying to give power to the people via cold fusion. That would make it woke. I wouldn't even go after the fact that Cooper's daughter is black. I know I made a reference to that in Season 1, in the Season 1 review. It was meant to be a joke, but I didn't capitalize on it like I should. But there are definite arguments that you can make as to why the Fallout show is woke, but that is the smallest part, the smallest problem. Like, it's so small compared to everything else that you don't even have to bring it up. You can talk about the fact that everything is a bad joke now. You can talk about the lore retcons. You can talk about the rule of cool and the things that are made for the sake of convenience. You can talk about all of that. But no, the culture war and shit.
Black people and gay people in the show now, so it's...
Please help me, sir. I am Indian. Oh my fucking god, I am Indian, sir. Please help me.
It's all gone woke, and if it's gone woke, it has to be bad and broke. That's the logic.
That's a joke, YouTube algorithm.
Right? Well, that approach to things leads to this incredibly low level of media literacy, and also...
I don't know if I can tell them to keep themselves safe, if you know what I mean. Because YouTube, but media literacy, huh? Media literacy. Ah, fuck's sake, my fucking media literacy. God, every time. What is it with people in this fucking term? Where was the media literacy when it was revealed that actually, I'm raising my finger right now, Shady Sands was in fact nuked in 2277, and it wasn't the start of a decline or anything like that? Where was the media literacy then? Where was the media literacy when Lucy's mom's alleged death during the supposed Great Plague of 77? Where was the media literacy crowd when it was found out that that was obviously a lie to reference the nuking of Shady Sands? Where was the media literacy crowd there? Where's the media literacy crowd when every character turns into a fucking stereotype? Legion equals lehecking fascism. House equals lehecking Elon Musk because Elon Musk bad, I guess. Like, what? Why are the media literacy people the most dim-witted wastelanders that, out there? If a character isn't a one-note stereotype that turns to the camera and blurts out the message, these people will be like, these people will be like, but we can't confirm that. But by the way, it's capitalism. It's capitalism critiques. Remember, they are just wastelanders in mind and body. Shady Sands fell in 2291. Maximus is 5 years old. Lucy is 13. Wait. Stop. No scope. Where are you getting the information about Maximus's age? Because Shady Sands fell in 2277. How old was Maximus? I'm not sure now. Are you guys aware of the fact that Lucy, that it is now canon that Lucy was doing cousin stuff at the age of 8? Did you guys know that? It's now canon that Lucy was doing cousin stuff at the age of 8. He literally can't be more than 5. They retconned it again, now it fell in 2291. You guys aren't aware of it? Some of you aren't aware of it. Let me pull that up for you. Let me pull that up for you, chat. I am one of life's receivers, but from time to time I love to give. So that is exactly what I shall do. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let me find this. Alright, this fucking screenshot. Alright. Chat. In episode 1 of season 1, this is just in case you guys aren't aware. In case you guys are not aware. Okay, never mind. My eyes read something, but it just passed. So in episode 1 of season 1, Chet says he's in love with Lucy, and Lucy turns to Chet, cousin fucker, and says 10 years of cousin stuff isn't a viable sexual practice. And now she's getting married that day, and that's in 2296. 10 years of cousin stuff, right? Lucy's date of birth is in 2278. After the fall of Shady Sands. Meaning that Lucy's mom died before Lucy was born. Great. But 10 years of cousin stuff, right? So if the show takes place in 2296, and there's been cousins, so 2296 minus 2278 is 18. 10 years of cousin stuff. 18 minus 10, chat. What's 18 minus 10? She's getting married in 2296. She is 18 at the day when she gets married. She is 18 when she gets married. So 10 years of cousin stuff. What's 18 minus 10, chat? What's 18 minus 10? Yeah.
Literal literacy that spreads to them getting mad at the most tiny of details. Literal literacy. Incredibly low level of media literacy, and also literal literacy that spreads to them getting mad at the most
literal literacy. Oh, I'm gonna be very mean. I'm gonna be very mean. Since Lily you know what? I'm a big fan of Lily's YouTube channel, chat. I'm a big fan of Lily's YouTube channel. And Lily is advocating for media literacy and literal literacy. And in order to help Lily grow her already eminently present literal literacy, as she puts it, I think we should give her a gift, right? Chat, I think we should give her a gift. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I am in love with people who educate me on media in literal literacy. So I'm gonna give Lily one of these here. I think we should give one of these. What do you think, chat? It'll be a community gift from the Enclave Family channel. What do you think? Ooh, like all of these. Let's go. Ooh, DNA. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Human biology. Ooh. I'm sorry. Like, you would not think I'm trans based on these jokes. You would not think I'm trans based on these jokes. And they are jokes, just so you know. They are jokes. Like I'm taking the piss here. But like, you would really not think I'm trans based on these jokes now, would you?
tiny of details, even when those details have a reason for existing as they do. I've seen no end of people getting upset when one of the protagonist characters...
I mean, part of the joke is that these people, these people are smug as fuck and more intelligent than you because they know they're more intelligent than you, and they say they're more intelligent than you. So you do this when they start talking shit.
And also...
Yes, I am.
Literal literacy that spreads to them getting mad at the most tiny of details, even when those details have a reason for existing as they do. I've seen no end of people getting upset when one of the protagonist characters says or does something stupid or inconsistent with the facts that we as an outside audience know would...
Not that! The problem is that the characters, who might not know better, are just idiots. Like, what is Lucy doing talking to the bloodthirsty raiders while her friend is hanging from an ack rope on a pool in Novak? What the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, this isn't a question of, it's not, they're saying something stupid with facts that we as an outside audience know. This isn't that. This is them just outright retconning shit and making every character a bad joke that nobody can take seriously, which is very contradictory. It runs in the fucking face of like a train to how characters were written in all of the old games, even in Bethesda's games, minus the fucking Nuka-Cola bitch and the dumbasses pretending to be superheroes and supervillains. Like, even in Bethesda's games, you never saw something as stupid as this. Now, when a character says, I don't fucking know, I don't fucking know, that Shady Sands fell 20 years ago in when a character says, I don't fucking know, that Shady Sands fell 20 years ago, was nuked 20 years ago, when the show is in 2297, because that's the year of, after Hank gets kidnapped. Fucking, like, that isn't a case of them not knowing better. It's a case of the world itself is all pointing to the same thing. The show is pointing us all in one single direction, and the media literacy crowd will just say, well, you're just mad because they say something you don't agree with. Like, fuck off, honestly.
Which just ignores the idea of an unreliable narrator when it comes to this ancient...
Yes, yes, my guy, yes, Inzi. I am not very fond of the, Wastelanders. I have to make that a soundbite. I have to make that a soundbite in one of my future videos, don't I?
Or inconsistent with the facts that we as an outside audience know, which just ignores the idea of an unreliable narrator when it comes to this ancient, drugged up, mentally unwell ghoul bounty hunter, traumatized child soldier raised in a society at war with itself after surviving a nuke, or...
That has to be the very first time I have ever heard anyone describe Maximus as a child soldier. Also, I'm pretty sure that despite the fact that the ghoul is a fucking, like, is reliant on drugs to survive, I'm pretty sure that he is competent.
Surviving a nuke, or Vault Dweller kept away from any experience or knowledge that might shatter the world they fought.
The scene you are showing right now is after an entire fucking season of her gaining the experience that would lead her not to behave exactly like this. What the fuck? Like, so Lucy's introduction to the wasteland was all of her, like, was her vault being massacred. Okay, maybe she didn't learn from that one. Maybe she thinks it was just a very bad exception. Okay. Let's accept that. She almost gets murdered by a fucking radroach. Okay. She gets warned by the scientist Wiltzig of the realities of the wasteland. She reaches Philly, where everyone treats her like a fucking clown show. Like, where everyone just doesn't take her seriously, and her worldview about, you know, her mission and what she thought things would be like is shattered. She decapitates Wiltzig after just going, okie dokie, like some fucking, Mario ripoff. Like, what the fuck? Even when she tries to dialogue with fiends, so there isn't a fight, like, Maximus has to save her ass. And she's still... And she's also tortured by Cooper Howard, the cool cowboy ghoul. So, why the fuck is she back to behaving as she would... Like, why is she in season 2 behaving as she would have in the fucking first episode of the show? Why is she behaving as if this is her first day outside of the fucking vault? Why is she still behaving as if she's still inside the vault? It's not, like... These descriptions of these characters legitimately come from people, like Lily here, talks about other people not understanding the characters, not having media literacy, other people, you know, not even reading the wiki, or maybe reading the wiki and overgeneralizing. Like, but Lily's statements seem to be, like, they seem to, that, like, her statements are the kind you would hear from someone who didn't watch the show, who didn't play the games, and who doesn't remember anything that they're fucking talking about. Remember that point earlier that Lily mentioned? Oh, some people played it so long ago that they only have vague nostalgia and don't really remember things. But that's how Lily's descriptions of the show and characters and plot points and whatever come off as. Like, they don't, like... That's what it comes off as. It comes off as Lily may have skimmed it, doesn't really remember it, and is now just talking as if, you know, just talking as if it's fact, when it's actually just a vague memory that 99% of which they just hallucinated.
What they knew.
I played New Vegas yesterday. Is that recent enough for you, Lily? No. Cameron Mitchell, you have to be playing New Vegas tomorrow as of 5 minutes ago for Lily to take you seriously.
The idea that the people we are following might not always be saying things that are true or right or to be accepted as the divine words of the creators.
Maximus says the new California Republic experiment didn't work out. The Vault Dwellers in Vault 4, whose entire personality is remembering Shady Sands, say that Shady Sands got nuked in 2277. Hank, who nuked Shady Sands, used the Great Plague of 77 to explain why the mother isn't alive anymore and Lucy was back in the vault. Right? And this plague was, in 77. Cooper Howard now says that the NCR got nuked 20 years ago. This isn't a case of characters not knowing better. This is literally a case of everything pointing in the same direction.
Is a very basic concept that you kind of have to learn to be able to enjoy most movies, shows,
the Plague of 77 and the Bite of 87.
Books or games. But that hate, that rage that is expressed...
No, you need to say it properly, Lily. It's not that hate. It's that hate.
Towards whatever...
Say it right.
...the current popular target is, and makes them come in hard and fast with no end of incorrectly and annoyingly easily disproved views, is all in service to one thing. That thing being the popularity and clicks of whoever is financially benefiting from the culture war argument, who gains from the...
You heard it here first, folks. I'm just saying this because I'm benefiting from the culture war argument. It's not the fact that, I want the franchise, the games I fell in love with, to continue, to thrive, to be, the same games and shit that they were before. It's not that I like a franchise, that I love New Vegas, that I love the games that I've played. It's not the fact that I want more of that. It's not the fact that I want them to be adequately represented. It's not the fact that I don't want them to be lied about. No. Chat. I'm just here because of the culture war arguments. I'm just benefiting from the culture war arguments. I just really want to benefit from the culture war.
Their followers getting mad.
Outstanding.
Where is this? No, I'm not Grim from Red Hood with the $2. Thank you. Literally gay race communism. Can't make this shit up. Yeah, you really can't. You really can't. I'm just benefiting from the culture war argument shit. Anyways, hail Trump.
That thing being the popularity and clicks of whoever is financially benefiting from the culture war argument.
So stop for a moment. Stop for a moment, Lily. The Fallout show is, according to the tourist consensus, incredibly successful. And in financial terms, yes it is. Yes it is. The shows have a huge budget, but the CGI looks like shit. The shows have a huge, the shows have a huge budget, the CGI looks like shit, so they were probably cutting corners in some aspects. But even if they weren't cutting corners, they made back a lot of money, right? They made back a lot of money. The Fallout show is a success. How then is it that people who go against the popularity of the success of Fallout, how is it? The Fallout show is very popular. How is it then that the people who go against that popularity are the real ones profiting from the culture war argument? How does that work? How does that work? If there is so much consensus around the quality and the success of the Fallout show, how is it then that the people who are in the minority, the hate, as you put it, how is it that they're the ones benefiting from the culture war argument? It actually feels to me like the people who are benefiting from the culture war argument, as you put it, are the people who keep parroting the dumb fuck idea that, for example, Fallout is woke, Fallout is about a critique of capitalism and all that shit. Those are the very people that are profiting from it because, for example, you are making videos that are very popular. This Wastelander over here also is profiting from this argument, trying to say that Fallout is woke, that Fallout is a critique of capitalism. Look at this, 200,000 views. Like, it seems to me like your crowd, to oversimplify here, but your crowd are the ones that are benefiting from the argument here. Because Fallout is not woke. Fallout is not political. It has political themes. But it is not political. And yet this keeps being brought up, and it's always in one direction. The argument only goes in one direction. So, Lily, you're talking to yourself in a mirror.
Who gains from their followers getting mad alongside them at whatever new thing comes out, or to defend that new thing against.
Oh yeah, remember chat, we just hate the new thing. It's new, so we hate the new thing.
Against everybody else who is perceived to be attacking it. The people who are encouraging this us versus them narrative with no regards for the law and the world and us versus.
Hold on. Let me go back there.
Everybody else who is perceived to be attacking it. The people who are encouraging this us versus them narrative with
the us versus them narrative?
To engage with it should also. It's just another one of the trigger. Oh wait, hang on. Sorry, I've misread the complaint that they use. It's not deification.
That they use?
Would be stupid. It's DEIification, because that's just another one of the trigger words that gets thrown around here. But I've kind of had it with these losers.
These losers? Okay, so it's the media literacy crowd versus the anti-woke people that throw DEI around as a trigger word, almost like an us, the media literate people, versus the they, the non-media literate heretics.
Be attacking it. The people who are encouraging this us versus them narrative with no regards for the lore and world and
no regards for the lore, yes. Yes, no regards for the lore. I wonder who we could be talking about here.
characters of the piece of media culture they're using as the foundation of their soapbox, who are just abusing it to give them this boosted platform and reach. And this whole thing ruins online spaces.
Is it really this that ruins online spaces? Is it? Or is it, how should I put this? Or is it the, fully automated luxury gay space communists that ruin online spaces? Because I really just wanted to play a video game with a good story. I really just wanted to play a video game with a good story and good RPG elements. That's it. That's all I wanted. And suddenly I'm being told that I'm not media literate and that everything's a critique of capitalism. And that it actually, one of my favorite games is woke.
Ruins the communities that existed before these people came along. And it ruins any
The communities that existed before these people came along. My gal. My fucking gal. I don't think you were here. Are you in No Mutants Allowed, Lily? Are you in No Mutants Allowed? Do you have an account?
course that might try to be had around this new entry, because all criticism gets flooded with this fucking sea of garbage. An endless, repetitive wave of shit that you could try and spend the time going through and disproving, but
I could and I will.
Much like I realized halfway through the script, is just kind of pointless.
You wrote a script? You wrote a script? What? You wrote a fucking script? You gave 3 points that aren't, like... You gave 3 points, 2 of which weren't really relevant to the whole culture war thing. You repeated racism, bigotry, whatever the fuck, a bunch of times. And then you mentioned the use of Deathclaws in Anchorage, which is the most fucking, like, whatever vague something. They existed before the war, therefore they're everywhere sort of, like, fucking argument. And, like, that seems like something that someone would say if they had just, I don't know, thought about the video beforehand and were pausing every so often and cutting out the pauses in order to think about what to say next. Like it seems to me that, like, throughout this video, it seemed to me, Lily, like you were just like you were just saying some things. Like, maybe you wrote an intro. I believe that. Maybe you wrote an intro. And then you just improvised from there, and then you cut out for a bit while you thought about what to say next. And that was it. You wrote the script?
Because you can't win that one. When you care about something...
I mean, I admit when I don't write scripts, just to keep it clear. I admit when I don't write scripts. But, you know, I'd like to think that I'm at least a little bit more coherent than this.
The time going through and disproving, but much like I realized halfway through the script, is just kind of pointless because you can't win that one. When you care about something and about getting something right, it takes so much more time than it does for those who don't care to spout whatever they want, which just sort of feels correct to them. Lies.
Talking to a fucking mirror. Holy shit, isn't it, chat? Like, this is talking to a fucking mirror.
Run around the world before truth gets its boots on type shit. And it's especially...
Was that your attempt at seeming cool by saying type shit? And yeah, the lie runs around the world before the truth gets its boots on type shit. Because, you know, everyone was praising Fallout Show and Bethesda before anyone who wanted to do an actual critique of it got their boots on.
Annoying here because it pushes Fallout fans to have to be defensive of the thing that they like, to have to waste time.
Oh boy, is she gonna say what I think it is? Let's listen to this, chat. I wonder if it's relevant to anyone that might be streaming right now on a YouTube channel called Enclave Emily.
Or truth gets its boots on type shit. And it's especially annoying here because it pushes Fallout fans to have to be defensive of the thing that they like, to have to waste time trying to answer these responses, and to not be caged in by the culture war paradigm that these people are pushing onto something, because everything they view has to be narrowed and whittled down to fit into that singular issue.
Oh boy, 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 chat, oh boy. Oh boy, imagine Fallout fans having to be defensive. Fallout fans having to be defensive and waste time responding. Just responding to these dumb fuck arguments. You know, like, there. Responding to these arguments there as well. This... Like, fucking this, like, fucking 3 hours almost. Like, oh, really?
Because that's how the content creators...
Pot calling the kettle a wastelander, yes.
They follow express...
Wait. Chat. Wait. You're gonna wait. You will wait because I said so. You know exactly what I'm pulling up. I've been pulling up this one clip a couple of times. I'm pulling it up because it's the easiest one for me to cut out before something spicy is said. Where is this? Give me a second. Like, the pot calling the kettle.
Cool with that. What do you guys think about that? Paying extra taxes for the this fucking
The pot calling the kettle a fucking wastelander.
Everything to them. Because there are issues with the Fallout show.
Yes, there are.
There are problems that you can take with it. And I certainly have some.
Can you list any?
Very much dislike how Bethesda has handled removing Shady Sands and the Strip by having them get basically nuked and irradiated into nothing, wiping out the small amount of civilization building and advancement of the world that was done in previous games.
So would you care to join us in pointing out the lore problems instead of just yapping on about your shitty fucking politics and retconning reality by trying to insert abstract concepts of racism and bigotry when none of us actually care about that shit fully, when that is not the priority of this? Would you care to actually talk about that instead of making a 20-minute long video complaining about people fighting a culture war using Fallout as a mask while you fight a culture war using Fallout as a mask? You could have very easily made a video, right? If you write scripts, you could have very easily made a video talking about this happening in multiple franchises, and again, you bring up the Fallout show. And that would have strengthened your point, but no. You focused on Fallout. Shooting ghouls, shooting mutants, and murderous robots. That's racism, actually. Shooting mutants and robots is racism, says Lily. I wonder if there's a better conversation you could have fucking had instead of shoving this shit where it doesn't belong. I wonder.
A little sick of the tiny rusted tin settlements of the Bethesda games, and wish that we could see a bit of a progress away from the eternal wasteland that they do seem to want to wallow in a little bit.
And yet you said the lore was fine earlier in the video. You said the lore was fine earlier in the fucking video.
But that doesn't distract too much from the fact the show has great acting, amazing set pieces, and representations of all the elements from the games that I love. Acting, amazing set pieces.
The show has great acting?
And
Yeah. Amazing set pieces. Yeah. Like those that make my eyes hurt.
Representations of all the elements from the games.
You know, there's a gun battle going on and two people go outside to fight with flags
that I love.
You know what? I want a representation of the Enclave power armor. I want a representation of Mr. House that isn't just a vague Elon Musk like allegory. Vane, I mean.
Like super sledges and rad roaches and Deathclaws and rad.
It has the Deathclaws and the rad roaches. It's so Fallout, guys.
Scorpions and vertibirds and power armor and laser.
Chat, it has power armor and laser weapons and rad scorpions. It's so Fallout, am I right, chat? It's so Fallout.
Pistols and maybe Cazadors at some point this
Yeah, just key jingle it. Just jingle the fucking keys in front of this dumb
season. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping.
Word.
I love Fallout, and I love its aesthetic so much. That's never going to...
Self-report. Self-report. You love its aesthetic. Do you now? Why are you not talking about the very clear aesthetic shift from Fallout 3, New Vegas, 1, 2, Tactics to Fallout 4? Why are you not talking about the very clear shift in aesthetic from OG Fallout to the Fallout show?
Change. I love going back to those games. But I can love something and have problems with it. That's called nuance. Which, annoyingly enough, this polarizing narrative that culture war content creators and their audiences fall...
Oh, Jesus, jump scare. Let's see. 2 hours behind because Ava's worth watching from the beginning. Be careful, folks. Here there be communism. Yes. Yes, here there be communism. Be wary, everyone. Be wary. Here there be communism and member berries.
All into, don't seem to be able to understand, and so force me to have to defend the show entirely, because I'm just sick of seeing them tear it to shreds for no good fucking reason.
And I'm sick of seeing you retcon and reimagine what previous characters, factions, and games were like and about for no fucking reason other than, you know, the big word over here that's on your poster. You know, I'm sick of seeing that. I'm really sick of it.
And the best that we can do is just wait for the show to end. For Fallout to...
Yeah, I can't fucking wait.
Drop in fame a little bit again, so all those fuckers can move on to the next thing to get furious at.
Oh boy, I cannot wait.
And we can all finally get back to watching the same guy talk for hours about each individual vault and the thousands of terminals that he's read to support his incredibly dry lore theories.
I cannot wait for the Fallout show to end so the filthy fucking tourists that are making videos like this and the shills and the activists that are making videos like this, I cannot wait so they can fuck off. They can fuck off and I can make my review in peace.
God, I love those kinds of videos.
Can you explain the aesthetic shift between New Vegas and Fallout 4 a bit? Sure. In New Vegas, for example, let's use New Vegas. It was grounded, right? It still followed the theme of post-apocalyptic or post-post-apocalyptic, if you will, 1950s Americana. You could still see how things were grounded in their own space. It had its dark tones, the art style clearly followed a very specific, what's the word I'm looking for here? Sorry, I am on 4 hours of sleep and I woke up at 7 a.m. It's now 11 p.m. But shit, what's the word I'm looking for here? It clearly followed a very specific pattern, right? Right, it was... this isn't the word I want to use, but it's dark. It was darker, right? It was darker. You felt like you were in a post-apocalypse or a post-apocalypse. You could feel the vibe the games wanted to pass off onto you just via the aesthetics of the games and the world and the, you know, the characters, the clothes, and so on and so forth, right? In Fallout 4, everything not only looks like it's made of plastic, but the aesthetic ends up feeling like it's a fucking theme park, right? Everything is bright and colorful, like, excessively colorful. Everything is, you know, rounded and so on, whereas previous Fallout games had a bit of a brutalist aesthetic. You've probably seen this. Let's take Fallout 3, for example, one of the best examples. I know, controversial. But let's take Fallout 3, for example. You look at a lot of the big standout buildings, and in Fallout 2 as well, and you see brutalism everywhere. You see brutalist architecture everywhere, for example. In Fallout 4, what do you see? What do you see? What are the kinds of buildings, for example, that you see in Fallout 4? What I'm trying to get at is, as Synthetic Teapot says, the old games had a very clearly defined identity. If they were goofier, Fallout 3. If they were more serious, Fallout 1, 2, if you will, New Vegas even, Tactics perhaps. They still had roughly the same identity from the aesthetics. Fallout 4, like, it's almost, like, it has the aesthetics of a kid's game almost. Not a kid's game, an early teenager game, if you will. Like, I don't associate the look and the general aesthetics of Fallout 4 with Fallout. Even 76 deviated away from Fallout 4's aesthetic. I want to agree, but I can't comment because I am not informed enough on 76. I know about some of the lore implications and I know the bad practices of 76, but that's as far as I will go when it comes to talking about it.
I guess my resolution here is don't be suckered into this shit, and don't be suckered too much into arguing with them. It's...
Oh boy, I made the mistake then. I didn't follow Lily's advice. I got suckered into arguing with a culture war tourist.
just not a fight you can really win. Enjoy it if you enjoy it, and just wait for them to bog off. That's the video. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I hope that you're enjoying the new Season 2. It is still really good, and
And there we go. I have a lot of problems with the show. It's still really good. Okay. Don't forget though, chat, it is okay to enjoy it. It is not okay to lie about it, or the show, or the rest of the show, or the franchise in general, the games, you know? It's not okay to lie. It's not okay to lie. You know? It's a fight you can't win because you're wrong. Yeah, it's a fight you can't win because you're wrong, Lily. So why make this video then? I guess that when it comes to milquetoast people like this, to them this is a rant. To them this is a rant, and oh boy do I have something prepared for you in my upcoming videos. It's not good, it's less focused than Season 1. Look, I get the feeling that we already talked about this last Ava. But Synthetic, are you telling... Okay. Someone inform me of this, because my memory is that of a hanging goldfish. Did we talk about how much of a back and forth jumping there was in Season 1, and how that would be something I would do in Season 2? Because if it is legitimately less focused than Season 1, this is going to be nightmarish to edit. Spoilers, it's not really good. Season 2 makes me want to tear my eyes out. I saw Novak from a distance in Season 2. I saw that in the episode. I didn't finish watching the episode, but I saw that. I wanted to tear my eyes out. As unfocused as season 1 was, this is ramped up to 100. Oh boy. Also, that terrifies me. That terrifies me, Synthetic. Also, No Scope brings up a good point. Have you noticed that the reception to season 2 isn't as good as season 1? From what I saw of season 2, from what I know of season 2, it follows the same trend of season 1, but now it's more egregious because it's in relation to a game that is very, 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 very well defined and very loved. To find out, not to find out, to see that people are now, not reacting as well to season 2 as they were with season 1, even the people who like it, who enjoy it, reveals why season 2 succeeded as much as it did. Because it came out at a time where there was nothing to watch. Fallout was new to a lot of people. It's different, it's different in concept from the usual slop that you get on Netflix and Amazon. And the entire season was just there, so a lot of people probably binged it. You know, maybe had some cursory knowledge of Fallout. Basic, very basic. And because they saw it as a, you know, a decent time waster, something to have in the background, they proclaim to love it and enjoy it, and then they psyop themselves into thinking it's better than what it is. And now that episodes are coming out once every week, like one episode per week, now people are starting to notice, oh wait, this wasn't that good. Oh no, wait, this was kind of ridiculous. This was kind of retarded. This, Fallout show, season 1, if it had released in once every week, which is what they intended to do, by the way. It's what they intended to do. If it had done that, oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. The best thing Bethesda did was legitimately, the best thing Bethesda did was release it all in one go. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I noticed something else. The characters in the scene act very, very slowly. Even action scenes are dry. I can count them on my fingers. I have to wait to comment on that. But anyways, if they focused on the Ghoul and Lucy, it might have had enough time to flesh out everything it wants to tell its story fully. It wouldn't... Okay, the Fallout show doesn't have a story, Synthetic. This is something that gets to me. The Fallout show doesn't have a story. It has a collection of events. It has a sequence of events, if you want to be generous. It doesn't necessarily have a story. Because it's so convoluted and contradictory, and honestly, it feels like when they were writing the show, from what I know of season 2 and what I've seen of season 1, it feels like they were just going like, oh, it would be cool if they did this. It would be cool if Lucy sniped with a scope that's the wrong way around in the first episode of Fallout Season 2. That would be cool. But wait, how would she snipe if the dinosaur is facing away from Novak? That sort of thing. And then they just cobbled that together and just sequenced it in order to make some sense in their minds. You should watch Animal Farm at some point. The live action one. Okay. I mean, I've seen the cartoon and I've read the book. Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, chat, that is the end of the video. I'm not going to watch the rest of this. That was the end of the video. What did you guys think of the video? What did you guys think? How are we rating this one? I personally don't think it's as bad as Gavin Grizzle over here. I hold that Gavin Grizzle has the worst fucking Fallout video ever that I've seen. But how are we rating this one? A 2 or a 3 out of 10? Abysmal dog shit? Yeah? 3 out of 10? Propaganda made by tourists and grifters? I think it's more of a grifter in this case. I'm on thin ice because the video demoted your opinion on on trans people. Hey, look. I am based, as people like to say. People like to say I'm based, so I roll with it. Your video is good. Lily's is pretty bad, but slightly better than Gavin's. It's a bit better than Gavin's. I wouldn't use the word slightly. I would say use the word a bit. Because Gavin's video, like, if you remember, made the people who were, you know, who recommended the video to me, like, beg for it to stop. Beg for us to stop the stream. Like, we didn't go the full way, like, of the stream. I was wanting to give up, and the chat was, like, begging for it to stop because the video was so bad. We had to split it in parts. So, it takes some real fucking shit to cause that. T-on-T violence? Ah, yes. The good old thing. T-on-T violence. I love T-on-T violence. It at least addresses the title of the video? Barely. 2 out of 100. Two-parter is good enough. Gavin's video couldn't even keep track of its own thesis. It couldn't even keep track of its own sentence, in my view. So I think the 2 worst videos that I've ever seen on Fallout are, the bottom of the barrel is Gavin, and then the second worst is Acer Thorns, the DMCA abuser who tried to copyright his face and sue me for $1.8 million. Fight for the right to be called a real woman? Yeah. Can I be called a real woman, chat? Because I'm always right. Anyway. It does that, but that doesn't make it good. Oh yeah. The video is not good. The video is not good. Don't get me wrong there. The video is not good. You're a real woman, little sister. Real women are never right. No, I'm always right, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I'm always right, chat. Is this VOD going to stay up for free, or is it going to be a members-only VOD? I was thinking of making it a members-only VOD, but it's up to you guys. Like, I don't really like paywalling things. I like to create some things so people who join in as channel members have some bonuses. But if people like it, want it to remain public, I'll keep it public. It's bad, but there are multiple degrees of bad. Yeah. As a woman, your opinion means less to me than a man's. But yeah, do you guys want it to remain public? People, you've never liked paywalled things either. Okay. So public, let them eat the VOD. Okay. Okay, so we'll keep this public then. Alright, public then. I'll keep it public. Anyway. Members only means less YouTube traction. I'm not here to become famous, right? I'm not here to become famous. I am... Why is this on my other monitor? I'm not here to become famous, so as long as, you know, my channel doesn't die, I'm fine. Emily isn't right on a lot of things? Like what? Anyway, I'm gonna go now. This is already past the hour that I intended to run the stream for. So I'll keep this VOD public. Paywall it for a week. Well, people are saying they want it public, so I'll just keep it public. It's whatever. Anyway, that is the end of the video, and that will also be the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for rating. Thank you all for the support. It's been an honor to have you guys here once again, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.